All right, back. Okay. So for the most part, everything's squared away. Double check my bone count here. So we've got bone. What is this bone? 5. Okay. We need. Otherwise, I'd delete it. Bone. 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 24 bones. I think our maximum is 80, so we should be pretty good with this amount for a while. Now, cat's getting. So, few things to do. First, for these, the axes on this bone, usually you want Z to be your up or forward. Well, up actually is the correct term. So we're going to take this one here, go to the roll, and just flip it around like that, and then recalculate for that whole chunk. Perfect. All right. You turn those off now. Next, we want to make the little tip of the hat and the feather have some dynamics. So start by making one bone here, and actually I'm going to put it exactly here. And that way, when I set it to 0 in the head, no, I have to think about that. Actually, it should be here. Like this. All right. So this will be our hat bone. Hat. Perfect. That way, when we set it or use a position constraint, it will always be in that exact spot. I've had some trouble before with some other things going wrong in a similar way. Anyway, so now we'll also create a bone for our, we call it hat PB parent. Hat PB parent. This is our physics for the hat. We're going to have a few bones. So I want one bone to actually affect the whole brim. Because that way the brim of the hat will kind of sway and move around. I think that'd look really good. Just have to think how to do that. I think we'll have just basically a single bone to do that. We'll go like right here, and then just kind of wiggle back and forth like this. Yeah. Okay. So we'll do that separately from this next section. Now, these are the PB parents. Duplicate, and we'll make one for the feather. And this one will go the length of the feather, like so. We've got it from above. Just want to line it up. parent it to that one. Keep offset like so. Another bone. This one will be for the kind of tip here. So what's the best way to do this? Do we just do it all as one chunk? Or do I actually follow the whole curvature? Oh, let's name this first. Hat tip. Seems like a fitting name. All right, nothing more complicated than that. Okay. And then this one will also be parented to the back here, hat PB parent. Awesome. And then this is the hat bone. I think I might move it like that, just so I can see it a little bit easier. Whatever. And then this PB parent gets parented. Yeah, we need 2 bones. So this is the hat as a whole, and this is the bone for the fizz bones, which will parent as well. Then we'll go to our hat. We only have 1 bone here. Oh shit. Okay. Or I continue. We need to make sure all of these have this CC underscore first, otherwise they will not export. And let's take that, copy to selected. Copy to selected. All right. Okay. Again, take this name, go to the hat, paste it here, and now when we move this bone, it moves the hat. Yay! Okay. Now, we're going to take this weight paint, select this object, paint mask, weight 1, like so. Next one, like so. And lastly, this one. All right. Now for the hat itself, we'll just go ahead and grab that one, move our selection down to here. This bone, mask, weight. Okay. Perfect. Oh, hey there, Frofador. Welcome. How you doing? This way. Doing good. Finally have some time off from work. Oh, good. I'm assuming for the holiday then. Good. I mean, that's pretty nice. Nice to have. We're working on rigging a hat right now. So I'm just getting this sorted. I'll show you the avatar in just a moment. That's a little witch's hat. Perfect. All right. And then hat itself. Plus. Go ahead to that. Right about there. Okay. Perfect. So yeah, here's the avatar. Well, let me let me export it. Bada boom. I have to wait till it's done. Perfect. I'm back here. All right, I think she's loaded in. But this is her right here. Just come out pretty well. Pretty pleased with texturing. Got a lot of little details on her. Really just kind of push the texturing as much as I could on this character. Yeah, right now we're just getting the rigging taken care of. Just added that fizz bone for the hat. Too bad Halloween was last month. Oh no. I'm getting ready for next year. Thankfully, I think Goth Mommy will sell anytime on VR chat. So 5. Yeah, perfect. Got to get on then. On making avatars or on the avatar. Making avatars still in a shop, absolutely. Yeah, I'm trying to get there myself. Got a few commissions still. Hey, that's exciting. I would bet. I mean, that's pretty difficult to juggle. Don't work yourself too hard. It's still a holiday. All right, that looks good. Is that a fizz bone down there? But I feel guilty. That's fair. I totally understand. I totally understand. It's hard to turn off the work brain, especially when it feels like it's just bearing down on you. Poor clients. Don't feel too guilty. I wish you will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So I don't have any more to add to this, or any more components, but I can one bone on its own bone. This one. And this will be the hat brim. Parent bone to the parent bone. And then this one will be different. So hat brim, we're just going to go ahead and assign. Oh, well, first make a group, then assign. Ah, snap. Gosh darn it. Okay. I have to change the name to CC underscore hat brim. Then I can go to weight paint. Tab. Sign. Perfect. Take that back. I'm going to control minus. Then assign. Then smooth. All right, so darn. Okay, so then I have to include this. Oh no, I see what happened. I didn't include these ones. Remove control assign, and then control tab weight paint, then weights smooth, yes, then rotates it kind of wobble. Okay. And then we'll remove this from that group. Oh. Tab remove. Let's do control plus. Then weights smooth. Okay, hopefully it's not going to intersect with itself too much. But it should work. Should work. I think. We're about to find out. May have to make it its own bone, which isn't too much of a problem, but oh no, that looks really good. Haha, satisfying. Might be a little bit much. Yeah, it's a little too much right now. It's also kind of jerky. Hmm. How do I fix that? Just, it's too. It's not what we need. I wish you could divide a bone and divide its vertex group, but that is kind of impossible. It'd be extremely hard to get right. What if we turned off the angle? It's a little strong. It's a little strong. All right. I can make it its own component. I was hoping I wouldn't have to, but I can. So just do clear parent, or just parent this one to this bone instead. Subtle fizz bones are hard to do. They are. They are. It's a little over the top. Also, have I told you about Auto Rig Pro? So I got oops, I got Auto Rig Pro recently for Blender. It's like a paid add-on. It's about 20, 30 bucks or something. Um, and it's super cool. It takes some getting used to for sure. Um, but I do think that it has been well worth the investment because it just turn up immobile. How much time does it save? Uh, I would say a lot. It pretty much gets hand rigging done correctly every time. And it's cool too because it gives you a full rig for your character afterwards. So you can like you got your fingers, you can just see that they're working right away. Um, so you get a full rig. It certainly takes some getting used to on how to add custom bones, things like that. But you can using the modifier, the armature modifier here, at any point, you are able to apply as shape key what your rig is currently doing. So you can use it to rig the face quite easily, which is awesome. So you can just go ahead and make whatever expression you want, rig it, which is pretty fun. But so I think that's pretty cool. But the really cool thing is you'll notice that I have my modifiers still on my character. So you can, with Auto Rig Pro, either the export options. Sorry, one second. export. You can apply modifiers over shape keys. Blender does not support this. So you can basically keep your modifiers and your shape keys. Like this alone, this feature alone is almost worth the money. Just by itself. But then you also get all these cool auto rigging stuff. And it has a Unity humanoid target. So as long as you make a humanoid skeleton, you can just go ahead and tell it, okay, I'm making this for Unity, make sure it's ready. And then it'll set up everything. You can include the twist bones and stuff. Super, super cool stuff. Um, I'm pretty much using it and not looking back. There are some differences for sure compared to just the standard workflow, um, but I've really liked it so far. Why isn't it moving? Mobile type. It's got an endpoint. I can see it right here. We can even move it and see it's working. So why isn't it moving? Because I have the angle still on. So I'll just say none to that. Gotcha. Play. Okay, so now we can move her around again. Why isn't this working? Oh. Did I turn the angle off for something else? I did. Did it for the breast for some reason. Angle. Okay, so sorry. Gotta exit play mode one more time. Breast. Angle. Hat. None. Okay, play. There we go. All right, still way too bouncy for the hat. But now we can actually mess around with it, which we weren't able to do before. So I'm just going to turn a mobile way up. Perfect. I think that's optimal. Just give it a little bit of motion, but nothing too crazy. Awesome. Perfect. Let's copy those settings. Hello. Optimal. Optimal. But welcome to the stream. We've got everything working. This is my VR chat avatar that I've been working on these last few days. She's looking pretty good. We're just putting the final touches, getting the hair rigged. What's left? Getting the hair rigged, getting the face rigged, and that's pretty much it. From scratch, indeed. This is a from scratch avatar. Pretty much been working on her since Monday, I think. What does rigged mean again? So it's basically attaching the geometry to the skeleton, so you can puppet it, move the character around and stuff, um, like the hands and arms and legs, and just giving it motion. Did you use any bases for the body? Uh, I have built a base for myself, so I have a base avatar that I use. I built that base, but then I did use that base for this body. Um, yeah, basically, just kind of tweak the rig, and then move everything into place. Bake the mesh. So like you can kind of basically take your initial base body, move everything around with the armature, and so everything's kind of already rigged when I come back to it. Because I just start with a rigged base. Doesn't always work out that nicely if you change a lot, but for the most part, it works pretty well. Sometimes it's a little painful, to say the least. All right, let's get the skirt sorted. Need to. None of these should allow posing. Turn on. Dish one. Are you a avatar creator as well? B3. I'm gonna call you B3. Right about there. And most of the edits just got into making some. Oh heck yeah! The skirt won't clip through the body, which is good. It might look a little bit funny at some points, though. Well, not just, but I stopped after making two. That's fair. That's fair. Oh, I can do this, and then add a curve to the pitch. This, I think. Oh, these ones are facing the way. Wait. Shit's expensive. Got to get a real job to afford all the assets so I can maybe sell them. Shit's expensive. It is. It is. It does add up. Well, I wish you well in your avatar creation journey. It's certainly a fun one, although difficult. Frofador is an avatar creator as well. There we go. Okay, so it'll go through the legs a little bit, but not through the crotch. Good. And then we'll copy that component. I would say Blender is more fun than Unity, lol. Yes, I would agree. Unity is a pain. There are just a lot of little things that are surprisingly painful about it. Then we'll add the colliders. I think for the radius, we will do a curve like this. Like that. Then we will make more empties. Well, you're certainly free to ask me any questions. Should you ever be hopping back into it? We can commiserate. Share this pain of creating avatars. capsule. And this one will be the leg. Stretch. 0.15, 0.25. It's not leg, it's thigh. Thigh stretch. Which one? Stretch or no. Think. I'll find out. And 0.1. Only thing I'm trying to figure out right now is weight painting and how to sculpt better. So it's not feeling like just slapping in sits on a base and calling it a day. Fair. Yeah, weight painting took me a while. It is very much. There are a lot of things about it that just are not intuitive. You know, if you don't know what what problems you're gonna encounter, then it's just kind of awful. The blur tool is wonderful. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what probably the most used one. So put those there. Let's hit play. It's probably gonna pop out the skirt. No, it's not too bad. Oh, it's because I didn't add the colliders to the skirt. Copy component, move component, PVC, duplicate. Skirt. There. Yeah, I usually what I found the like key things for weight painting is just like make sure to use a mirror modifier as much as you can. All right, perfect. That's what I was hoping to see. I kick the. It still looks pretty good. Kick. Leggy kick. That's fine. Windmill. Better watch out. Better watch out. All right, I think that's pretty good. So that's pretty much all the all the Fizzbone stuff there. I do have on the handle a really strong angle so it doesn't clip through, but that's really not very nice. It'd be better to use a capsule collider on the chest and the head. Do I use Substance Painter? I do. That is where I did all the texturing for this character. I like it quite a bit, but there's a lot to learn there as well. Pretty much all of these things. Too much to learn. Too much to learn. But yeah, I think Substance is well worth the money. There's just a lot of things you can do there that would be almost impossible to do manually. Time constraint wise. So we're gonna make more hair now. Is that where the normal map comes from? Correct. So here I can pop open the substance really quick. Basically, yeah, I'll just paint in everything on like an alpha layer, like on mask things, and then you can change the properties to give it height, and that will automatically create a normal map for you, which is quite useful. Um, Loading. But yeah, it's really fun because it lets you just kind of do all these interesting things. Like if we go to clothing, bada boom. We have the corset that I worked on, but there's all these like just like little layers, like these little shadows, and then highlights for these parts. It's kind of subtle, but together it really just like you just like really bring out details. And you can the best part is that you can always go back later and change things. Like if I just wanted to change the color of this leather, we could always make a red or blue or whatever you want. And I probably will create a few variations when I'm selling the avatar. Um, what brushes do you use? So these are from a pack I found on Etsy, um, called this like a magical tarot. But for the most part, I'm not using any brushes. And I mean, they're all alpha patterns right here. But it's not built for substance. I just found a nice pack online and then retrofitted it for Substance Painter. Just go in Photoshop, make a black and white image, and pretty much good to go. That's heck yeah. I can send you the link over Discord. It's getting a lot more than I thought. There is, I would think of it in the sense of anything with any form of, it's as detailed as you want to make it. you know, if you want to learn substance, like that has its own huge knowledge. Like you can take that as far as you want to take it. You could take modeling or sculpting as far as you want to take it. There's not really a like boundary to any of these directions. So it's mostly just going, well, I just want to do this really well, and I'll do this part of it first. And then you learn a little bit more, and then a little bit more. So just start with what is bite-sized. But yeah, so like think of an animation. You're like, oh, I want to do an animation of someone picking up a water bottle. It's like in Pixar, it's like just all they can continue to layer more and more details. These spline animations and like, I don't know, maybe that's a weird example. Can you load up like pre-made avatars and just draw over their textures? Retexture is what I was looking for. Yes. So you can always like if you go to Gumroad, you can buy uh, characters that are like ready to paint or already unmapped. And for this character, I'll be selling her, and I will also include like some Photoshop files where it'll be really easy to recolor her or repaint things. Just like basically a series of masks or black and white images that you can go in and paint certain areas with whatever you want. You can also make normal maps in Photoshop. If you just take a black and white image, you can turn it into a normal texture. They have a filter for it. And those normal maps will work in Unity. They may be may not work as you expect, and you have to tweak some stuff, but uh, it is possible. Or GIMP. GIMP is a free program. That makes sense. I was just wondering because I have some avatars with really weird textures, like impossible to edit, not on the avatar. Um, So uh, textures and shaders kind of people refer to them in a lot of similar ways, but I have a series of textures, which are the images here. So if I go to my materials, I have a huge list of images here, and that's what gives information to my shader. So the shader itself might have other stuff that it's doing, because with shaders you can really go kind of crazy and add tons of stuff. Uh, but usually you're feeding a series of images into your material. Usually. So pleased. Her lips look so good. All right. What am I doing? I was gonna make hair. More hair. Um, but I did start out some of my first chunks of work. I was using a lot of base avatars to just because I think you can. I don't think you should feel any way, any which way about using base avatars. I think it's incredibly useful to be able to have a starting point that's not just like purely from scratch. Um, Assuming I need substance paint to actually be able to edit it the way I want. Technically, you could use any image editing program because what determines the look of the character here in Unity or in VR Chat are the shaders. So right now I have this Poyomi shader, and all that it's looking for are images. Images in certain formats, but if you can give it the right image, then it will behave a certain way. Like I have this normal map here, and that image looks like this, which all this little detail or whatever. Now, Substance is really good at helping you do that. But yeah, that was part two of what I tagged. Gotcha. Okay. Um, Symbolize the character on like a shirt or like sideways, then like distort to the other side. I'm assuming I need Substance Painter to actually be able to edit the way I want. Then the other big part of it is unwrapping your character. So you have to basically you make your avatar, and then you make a flat version of your avatar. So you have your 3D version, and then you have your 2D version of your avatar. That determines how it interacts with the image. Basically, you're creating a map, and this process is called mapping. You make a map of where your 3D model interacts with your image. So there's certainly a lot that goes into this, but um, it is bite sized. And there's a lot of Blender tutorials out there, thankfully. So if you're using Blender, you do have a lot of resources at your fingertips. So much information. Thank you. Hey, no problem. Hopefully, I'm not overloading you. I can certainly talk about this kind of stuff for a long time, so I don't mean to be long winded. Yeah, if I do have a Discord, if you ever just stuck on a problem, either me or someone else can help you out. Go ahead and share that. You're not well. I get the gist of it. Good, good. Yeah, if you're interested in just if you ever have a question or anything, there's a whole Blender channel on my Discord, and you can just hop in there, get your question answered. Hopefully so. Now just making the bones for the hair. Hopefully that will work well. I'm kind of interested to see how that goes. And then we'll want a few. I realize I actually just need to make a CC underscore hair parent. The hair apparent. And then we can just have both of these go there, and then this one go here. Perfect. Don't want that one to deform. That will get a lot simpler to bring all this stuff together. All right. Another bone. But yeah, in summary, if you were working on a video game, usually there would be like a few different people doing this with you, working on a pipeline with you. If that makes sense. Most of the time, you're not working alone on an avatar project or character. Darn, I don't have to do that twice. It doesn't mirror. That's all right. Okay. I'm going to duplicate this one. Y0, X0. What is it doing? Ah, I see. It's going into that bone. We want it up here. Okay. So now, back to weight paint. Ah, perfect. Okay. Alt H. What? How do I? Huh? So you can hide bones, but then you can't hide them? That's odd. It's kind of scary, actually. That could go very wrong very quickly. All right, let's start with these bangs here on the side of the body. They'll go here, boom. Just do that, and then do that. Easy. So this one does need to be painted out a ways. Something like that. Select the whole thing, weights, smooth, perfect. Next bone, this one. Boom, weight, and weight. Okay, so now those ones will move a little bit. Just give a little wiggle. Then we'll do the same here on the side bangs. Do something like this. Excuse me. It's kind of a bummer that we have to do this multiple times, but that's just how it goes. All right. Let's go ahead and paint that one out. And then weights, smooth. Perfect. Next one. So I'm just going to select the same group. Like that. Go from the front, deselect that one. That one, mask, paint down. All right. And then we'll just and then we'll just smooth this group. Smooth. All right. Now we have to do these little bangs. What's the best way to do that? Go in here. Just grab the whole front section. Like that. All right. Then just go one at a time. Nice. Okay, that actually worked pretty well. Oops. Then paint that out. Like that. And then this one. And then this one. Just gonna pretend I know what you're doing. Doing great. Oh, thank you. I will take it to the heart. To the heart. Take it. I think. All right. Basically, I'm just fucking up. No, it's going well. Oh, but I did deselect my mesh. Darn. Does red mean it has more motion from its rest spot? So basically, I'm selecting the bones, and right now there's no influence, which is why it's magenta. Um, but I'm going to create an influence for this bone that I have highlighted in white. So I just go ahead and paint in. And yeah, so the red means this bone. It's visualization of its influence. So I'm trying to make an avatar this whole time. I have this pre-recorded from different streamer. um, but yeah, so basically yes. So that's how much that bone grabs the mesh, and then they can have overlapping influence between all the bones. Then I want this one to have some influence on this side. So you can kind of see it if I move it, how the red section is what's moving, and blue is what doesn't move. You know, I saw the YouTube play button once. We'll just smooth them. All right. So now what we need to do is go to the head and basically paint out the influence of the head. I'll actually do it from the side view. Should be something like that. And then we'll do the bangs. Like that. All right, and then weights, smooth. Oh, missing one chunk. One chunk. There. This little group. And just do a bit of that and a little bit of that. Okay. So now we've mapped the hair. We should just be able to export it. Ah, wrong settings. File, export with this one. Bada boom. Now we're going to Unity. Once this is done, whoops. And make sure the hair is pointed at the right transform. So it's looking for the hair parent. Well, the hair apparent. Get it? The hair. Anyway. That's a nerdy joke. For the radius, let's give it a curve going this way. Maybe like this. And then we do have these polar limits on there. I'm going to turn this off for right now. Play. We're going to make one more collider, second for the chest and head, so the hair doesn't go through it. And I think we're done with the rigging for the fizz bones. Yes, right now it's clipping through everything. Now here's a problem. So these strands here don't move with the back of, they just kind of stay in place. So that's one change we want to make. Go in here, grab these ones, and parent them to this bone. And then export again. Boom. Boom. But yeah, I pretty much stream Monday through Friday. This is my full-time work this time, is making avatars. So tomorrow I'll be starting a new one, which will be fun. It'll be a furry. So I'll be making a anthro kind of character, and pretty much doing a one avatar a week right now. That's the pace I'm going. When things are going. Interesting. So that's not moving at all, or did it not update? If I go here, Control Tab R, rotate that one. Those are moving with them. That's what I thought would be happening. If I didn't have my current full-time job, one avatar a week might be feasible for me. Oh, thank you. Maybe if my bills relied on it. I will pay my bills with avatar. Do you accept VR chat cuddles? Um, well, to be frank, I am looking to expand my ability to do commissions. What that means is I'm kind of looking to put together a team of people that can do commissions. So I don't, it sounds like you already have a lot of commissions queued up, but if you ever are in a position to take on more work, I am thinking of sending work to other people just so I can basically forming a small studio, pretty much. Um, kind of a freelance studio for the most part, but that would be the game plan. But you're definitely, maybe in a while. Yeah, I'm not sure what my timeline is, but I'm certainly keeping you in mind for it. I am clicking this, please. No idea what my future is like. That's totally fair. Excuse me. That works a little bit better. But I do think that there's a lot of stuff happening in VR right now. So eventually I hope to kind of just grow what I'm doing to include more people and kind of scale it up. I shouldn't say I'm hoping. I am planning on doing that. I'm trying to find what avenues I can do that with, and that is the game plan. I want to make a studio. Am I confused? This chunk of hair just doesn't move the same way here as it does in Blender. What's going on there? It must be the weight of the head. This bone. So I think we just need to do a little bit of that. Smooth. All right. 1 second. I got to take a call, y'all. So I'm just going to mute myself while I work. All right. I'm back. Just had to take a call with my brother. Why is it empty there? That is so odd. If I add a fizz bone down the chain, okay, I think there's some option in here. Multi-child. Ignore first. Oh, average. That's even worse. Um, that changes how I have to rig this, which is a bummer. But not that big of a bummer. Just a little annoying. Okay. So what we'll do is we will take these bones. We're just gonna, yeah. We'll go ahead I guess I can do that. Extrude. And then separate. Then 0.8 SZ -1. Perfect. And scale them in. Because I want a little bit of movement. They're not moving enough. So Control P, connect. Control P, connected. And then these ones will be parented to the main one. Keep offset. And then we can just add a little bit of weight for them. Something like that. They just got a little bit of influence, but nothing major. Well, smooth. Perfect. Okay. Now this should work. Fingers crossed. Yeah, it's just going to look down the hierarchy, the nested children, and then make. Perfect. Play. Hair's way too stiff right now. Turn down the pole a whole bunch. And the spring. I like that. Kind of like feels like it's floaty. Hello, Kyomri. Welcome. I think it should be a little bit harder to move. I guess it flow enough. IDK. I ain't a hair person. It's hard to say. It's like hard for me to say. I just kind of play around with it till it feels right. Now it's not moving quite enough. Something like that. All right. Now it should stay on the face a little bit better. But we do need to make a collider so it doesn't go into the head. Or the chest. But that's a good start. Let's copy those values. Paste them in. And now create that collider. 2 colliders. So we'll just duplicate this one actually. Say PVC. Actually, we do need to double check how many cores I can have. VR chat. Performance ranking. I think it's 4. I hope it's 4. Oh no. I can't have any. No, that's dynamic bone. Okay. Fizzbone colliders. 8. Perfect. Scared myself. No. I knew I had some. So I'll set this to sphere and put it on the head. I wish we had a little gizmo to actually move it around. That'd be super handy. Right around there. Whoa. Oh, Z. A little bit smaller. 0.9. A little bit more forward. Okay. Then for the hair, we'll add that collider. There. And we need one more collider for the chest. So it'll be a capsule. And it'll be on spine 2. That might be good enough already, but let's adjust it. Something like that. A little bit bigger. And hair. 2. Chest. All right. So many gizmos. Play. Perfect. But now the hair will stuck on the body. Looks like it can still spin through everything though. So effectively it's the same because it's just going to slide right through. I would need to add an arm collider to prevent that here and here. Pretty sure. That's what I want to do. I think. Yeah, you can have 8 colliders on your avatar. I think you can add them to as many bones as you want. I wish they had a square. What's interesting is the plane is just like infinite. Pretty sure. Actually, well, let's see. Let's test that. Chest, plane, rotation, its position. Rotation, play. Oh yeah. You see now it's pushed through the chest. Okay. So it's just trying to be on the other side of that. Yeah, because the plane is like it's like an infinite thing. It's like a floor. It's not like a yeah. So let's add the arms because I can add a few more. We'll do. Actually, we'll make them shoulders. And that should be just as effective. So if I put them on the arms, there'll be a gap for the shoulder. Okay. So let's make them the shoulder ones instead. Shoulder. Oh, actually, like that would be. Okay, yeah. Gotcha. I don't need to do that. I don't need to do it for each shoulder. I should have just done chest, upper, and put it back on the chest or spine. 2. Rotate it this way. No, this way. Like that. And that should actually work. As long as we add both of them to the hair. Trace. I don't even think I need. Now we want to make sure it doesn't go through the waist. Okay. Yeah, these should work together. Right. And then play. It still may wrap around every now and then, but it should be a lot less common. It's kind of popping through. That's annoying. It's not even, that's probably like walking speed too that happens. Why would it do that? I think it's because they perfectly touch there. I think I need to change the size. I think you won't know how it acts till testing a game. Oh yeah, there's always nice surprises waiting in inside of testing. That's a little too big. 0.11. Okay, I was right. No, I was wrong. That is so frustrating that it does that. But what is causing it? It's this lower piece goes through. Okay, so what if I turn off this one? Just focus on this one. Okay, so I have to actually remove that from there. Only do that one. Or maybe this one is just the root of the problem. Oh, I know what it is. Okay. It's the angle limit. It's the angle limit. Because there's an angle limit pushing it into the collider. Gotcha. Okay, so that's what it is. So this one's actually fine. What I just need to do is move or make this one a little bit smaller. Not like that. Like that, and maybe move it forward just a little. 0.1. No, not 0.05. 0.25. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure the angle limit was pushing it into the collider. So it was like at its max angle and then full colliding. That has to be it. Has to. Yeah. Okay. All right. So now we've got some more desirable behavior. It's going to clip through the bottom a little bit, or the waist every now and then. but it should be behaving a lot better. Turn off the gizmos so we can actually see what's going on. Okay, but the hair on the head is still clipping through the body. Annoying. So this head collider needs to be farther forward. Up more and forward more. Man, I really wish there was just a gizmo to grab it. Instead, you have to do this manual adjustment, which is so silly. I mean, technically, I could put it on its own object, but that's not how you do it. And then up a little bit more. One. Maybe back just slightly. Play. Okay. All right. Perfect. It's working exactly like hair would. Yay! Okay, now we need to fix the booba. Specifically, this one here. Yeah! Booba. So we'll just take these bones here and just weights smooth. Always the problem for breasts is that you need a nice overlap between the two especially on cloth on the front. All right, I don't think there's any hidden objects, so let's go to my export and turn off selected objects only. And now we'll export everything together. Specifically, that's okay actually, because there's other things we're going to do to prevent that. This is just one option available to us. It's pretty satisfying though. Not gonna lie. All right. So I think we've done the majority of the rigging. Probably a little more tweaking. Ever do root bones for booba? I'm not sure what you mean. Root bones? Ooh. Blender. Let's go ahead and do a file. Save copy. And we'll say body rigged. Then I'm going to create a new UV map. think I need to combine all my objects before then. More UV maps. This one's easy, thankfully. Let's turn off the skeleton. And I think we just mesh everything and combine it now. Yeah. Apply subdivision. Apply the shrink wrap. Yeah, everything's pretty much already done. Yeah, A, Q, and then combine. So now everything's one object. The only thing I regret doing that for are the eyelashes. So I'm going to back up 2 steps, select this and hide it, and then Q, mesh, combine, and then reparent back to the armature. Let's make the armature nice. Okay, now that we've done that, we can unhide our eyelashes. We'll leave those as they are for now. And then we can create our second UV map. A little bit easier to do it that way. Okay, so for this, tab, we'll select our body, and we want to go into our UV view and turn on tiles, like this, 4. So now we have a larger grid. Let's turn off the subdivisions. It's even clearer. And we're going to take from the body anything that shouldn't be seen. What does that mean? So pretty much all this here lower, and about here. The curves. He's got damn curves. Now, the tough part is selecting the right loops on the press. um, oh, I can't be. Oh, this is tricky. These ones here. Why not just delete all the skin that isn't visible? So using Poyomi, the Poyomi shader, you can toggle off your sections of your mesh. And that way I can create clothing toggles through the shader. That's basically what we're gearing up for right now. You can cheat with alphas as well. Yes, indeed. Yes. Sometimes the alphas are a little tricky. I have found that after working with alpha and clip shapes, this is what I prefer. because it doesn't affect your anything else. It's just a texture or a shader thing. Yeah, I use a lot of clip shapes and alphas before knowing of this option. Power of shaders, y'all. Power of shaders. This is really hard to see, these colors. Nice, all the way up to here. Like that. So now that we have the selection, what we can do is simply move it up in our UV map. We'll move it to the top square here. Quick question. For the shaders allowed for quest avatars, can you use double-sided polygons? Yes. So the polygon trick of just duplicating your mesh and then flipping the normals, that will always work. But they do not have a double-sided shader. Unfortunately. Yeah, they only have those like 5 shaders. And yeah, it gets tricky with the quest ones. It gets very tricky. I would say between um, the PC and the quest avatars, I think the quest avatars can be a lot harder because there's really, really harsh restrictions relative to PC. But yeah, here's that UV trick here. So there's something called the UV tile discard, Oyomi, and you can just select your target UV map. And then this grid corresponds to this grid I made, the UDIM grid. And so I want to knock out this square, and I can just click it. And voila. You don't see anything. But that's kind of the point. So anything that would clip through now cannot. If I go to clothes, turn that on, and we just disable the close, you can see this is the chunk that's missing now. Poyomi needs to make a quest shader. It's yeah, I wish. I think that they would have an easy time of it, but it's just VR chat. There are no other shader. You cannot use any custom shaders on VR chat. You can only use the 5 that VR chat gives you. Which is awful. It's really tough. Yeah, so now we cut the character. It's the sections we keep so that when we move the body around, the breasts don't poke through. Any tips on how to do multiple layers of clothes on one quest avatar? So for a quest avatar, you're pretty much forced to use shape keys. So if you need to like hide things, you can either like an item you would just put on a bone and then scale that bone to 0, and then it's off. You know, you're not disabling any mesh. You just scale the bone so that it's impossible to see. Like with a hat, for instance. But if you have clothing, then you'd have to use a shape key. So you just make a something like this, where you take the corset or something, you just do that S0. But you have to be very careful. The real key though is that it still has to kind of maintain its shape in a way. You can scale each point to 0, but uh, you'll see what I mean. When the bones pull it apart, you can still see it sometimes. See the clothing. Like if I had a shirt or jacket that was sucked under the skin and I moved the body, the shirt might poke through a little bit. So you have to make sure that relative to the bone, that like this object here only shrinks in this way at this point, but everything kind of scales in where it currently is relative to the bones it's attached to. Manage the polygon limit. The only other option you have available for multiple clothing is just make multiple quest avatars. Just have one quest avatar for each um, uh, clothing. Because if you look at your quest limits, the excellent one here is the only one ranking that allows you to use it as a fallback. And it only allows one skinned mesh render and one mesh. So you have to combine them. My client has a lot of requests. Well, don't be afraid to say no. Because clients, no offense to clients out there, but they will always have more requests. My problem is always fallback avatars. It's a challenge. Um, what I do for fallback avatars is I just dissolve. I don't I always take my PC avatar and I just go through and dissolve like this. So, and then you just do that aggressively. Don't make quest avatars. That's too hard for me. To take a PC avatar and change it. That's challenging. Like a real witch dissolve in water. Exactly. Yeah, I'm learning that. um, yeah, I wish you well, Fruptor. The hardest, the most difficult part of freelance is just managing client expectations, and it's not like a that like they demand too much. I mean, sometimes you'll encounter that, but for the most part, it's just like knowing what expectations to set. That can be challenging. Uh, Especially if you know something's possible, but then it turns out that like it's just like a rabbit hole of hard work. You're like, oh, I could that it is possible to do this, but it will also cost me my sanity. No, that's me right now. The curse. The curse. I think I can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you, Fropador. You got it. Yeah. Yeah, B3. Gonna try anyway and see how far I get it. Yeah, I mean, just knowing what's possible is worth it. So we're going to turn on gravity on the skirt. And the hair. And that's pretty much it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sorry, I gotta zoom in on the boobies right now. Make sure nothing's clipping. All right, so we're still getting some clipping there, but just there, and a little bit here, side. So they just broke for a second. What happened? Oh, it's the hair. Still doing that? Damn it. I thought I changed it. Jello? Yeah. Yeah, like kind of gel like. Yeah, I used 3 bones this time. It makes it look a lot bouncier, a lot more soft. Okay, so it is just the angle limit, students. No, I mean there are angle limits, but they're not. Well, maybe that's why you need to do angle limit like this. I did learn recently how to do real time boob physics for Blender, and it's pretty incredible. The results are much more realistic compared to. Hey, thank you for the follow. B3, B. Welcome. Sam is learning to get in the adult industry. Hey, there's a lot of money to be made. Okay, so why? It's just the tail end there that's poking through. I can add one more colliding. But are they compatible with Unity? Unfortunately, no. It's using Blender physics. He doesn't deny it. I know what to do. We'll add a butt collider or hips collider. Chest upper, hips. Gotta make that money somehow. So 3, and then hips go in there too. And this should be the final component to actually preventing the hair from clipping through the body. It's going to happen on some level, no matter what. But I would prefer it happen less frequently. What? I started. Um, I'll take your entire stock. Oh, I see. Okay. It isn't clipping through. The collider is not clipping through. It's just this single strand, but it's not actually clipping through the body. It's just going to the side. Well, sort of. All right, a little bit more tweaking. We can just make this a little bit bigger. on the radius. Oh, what would also help is extending the end point. But I can't increase it too much or the hair on the head's going to start poking out. Damn it. Still looks like it's going through to me. Is it just me? I'm just going to the side. All right. That's fine. We can figure out a more nuanced solution some other time. For now, let's just get the boobs working. So what's happening is Gotcha, I remember what to do. So we also need to first switch this to the correct layer. Deform bones. Grab the body. Grab this object. And we'll paint the chest onto the middle here. That helps quite a bit. So that way it'll kind of retain its shape even more, at least at that spot. Play one more time. No. Come on. All right. Then let us go to the UV map. And move even more of the body. So grab this one here. This is what we've already selected. I can also include this section. But that will disappear there. So I can't do that actually. Oh wait, let me double check. Is the body? Yeah, it is disabling it right now. All right. Schmooch base showing me outfit, clothes, stretch stitching like spandex, bras, etc. Oh, smut base. I know what you're talking about. I just learned of that resource. Certainly seems like there are a lot of there's a very active community there. When Overwatch 2 came out, they banded together as a community. Elasticity for bras and stuff. Interesting. Which software? Probably Blender. I think Camera uses Blender. Okay, so that's just it rotating down. Still getting some clipping on the side there. I could also cut, make a cut. Hmm. So that's what's happening right there. That, and also the other way, of course. I already baked the weights through the weight transfer, so that's not going to help anymore. Free Blender script for Blender. 2 blenders on his phone acting up. Okay, let's grab this top group again. So I think we can also include these here. Really all the way up to here if we have it. So it's this right there. GY3. File. Export. Oops. Forget, I always have to include the rig. Okay, 1 more hour, y'all, and then we'll be calling it a day. But it's been a good day. Figuring a lot out. We're almost done, honestly. We're actually super close to done. Okay, so no more clipping on the side. A little bit. Good. But we're still getting a lot of clipping here. So perhaps I was wrong about blending these together. No, I can't be. I can't be wrong. No. Okay, I see. Because they both. Okay, so that would actually cause more stretching. So we need to actually kind of limit the amount of influence the breastbones have. I like to ensure that this is mirrored. So the most annoying thing about mirroring things in Blender, there's a lot of annoying things about it, is that you can't use the gradient tool. You have to paint. You have to paint manually. It seems like Quest avatars can have 2 meshes and 2 material slots. Correct. If you are able to do, it just depends on which performance ranking you're targeting. Usually, I'm working with for a fallback avatar, and that's when you're unable to. Yeah, perfect. Yes, now we can see that there's no, the cloth is actually staying in place. That's what we want. I actually don't want it moving up there either. Well, for now, I'll keep that. But all right, that should be what we need, because the pieces that aren't poking through should be gone. I see clipping. They'll be clipping in Blender, but not in, well, hopefully not in Unity, because we set up that UV tile discard. There's still going to be a little bit. Bogart, how dare you betray me? Really, the problem here actually is a boob window. That's really the tricky part. Hmm. Once clothing comes off, I would just delete the skin under it. Um, well, how I have it set up, I want to be able to just disable, toggle the clothing um, a different way. Toggle the clothing using the shaders. Hopefully. Right now it is, because it is based on the geometry. And so because of the way the topology is, I can't get a exact, because I'd have to grab this. That gets a little funky. So let's separate the cloth here. And what I'd like to do is we only want the breasts to be copied over. Okay. Here. Transfer. Oh, I think the problem was subdivision. Because I was like, man, it should be more exact than this. Gotcha. It's because I transferred the vertex groups before I applied the subdivision. So of course, vertex painting would be way different. I should have had this on sample modified source. Um, Hopefully this actually fixes it. But that would make a lot more sense. So I was like, man, it should be looking better than this. But hopefully it is now. That would that would do it. That would certainly cause the issue. Okay. So let's go back here. I should have tested in here first. Let's back up when I had it separated. Okay. Because then the mirror tool should actually work. So just as an example, let's do that. Does that show up on the other side? It does. Perfect. Okay. So then I should be able to learn these ones. L. Wait. Smooth. No. Don't want it to influence over there more. Perfect. All right. We can keep these objects separate for now. On my own. No. Well, wait. Can't I just do... No, I can't. Oh, so close. Um, let's double check. What did I transfer here? Just transferred the breast. Oops. Looks like it's still transferred literally everything. No, it's fine. I don't see the hair twice, so it did just transfer the breasts. Where are they? They're right here. Oh, fuck me. Okay. Shit! I fucked up. Alright, but this is why we make backups. So, I ruined the rigging on the skirt here. Just to confirm, yes, I did. So we're going to delete the skirt. Save. Go to our pre-body or body rigged backup. Go in here. Perfect. Copy and paste. Whoa. I'd really like to just take just this one object, please. Only this. Well, let's make sure to clear parent. Let's move it just to the scene collection. Copy, go back to here. Make sure my selection's on the scene collection. Paste. And then I should be able to delete hierarchy. There we go. All right. That was annoying. Now we have this back. And it is rigged correctly. Let's just confirm. Yes. All right. And then if we go to the body, everything is deselected except the breasts. Perfect. So then we want to use this to transfer the vertex groups, but we have this locked. So it should only transfer locked groups. We can go ahead and delete these groups. So it's the ones that we're grabbing. Transfer, save. I gotta do that. Does it reorder them or something? Just lock those ones. Transfer. Are you kidding me? All right, that's annoying. All right. So we have this back. Control tab. Drop that in all the mesh, all the clothing. Actually, this doesn't have. Delete. Delete. Okay. That really tired me out. I hate like going, did I just lose a bunch of work? The worst feeling. Still back at square one. The other option, of course, is to just limit the rotation even more. These, you can even do a polar limit. You'll figure it out. Oh, thank you. Just one challenge at a time. How about boob colliders? Won't that help small bit? I don't. I could put a boob collider right in the middle. No. Yeah, I don't think. I think in this case, yeah, they would. They would still pull on each other. The real problem is simply that they both breasts are pulling on this middle section. Um, but I like the thought. I like the thought. Let's try that. And revisiting territory I've already explored, but we can try. It's not as bad. It's still there a little bit. This way's fine. Forward and backward, up and down's fine. It's the left and right motion. Specifically when they both go. Because, okay, the reason I'm not seeing it as much here is because they're going opposite. The reality is they'd be like this. Okay, yes. Okay. So this is what we're seeing, where they both rotate to the left or the right. That's why it's pushing it. Okay. Okay, good information. So if I were to lessen this influence, it's such a give and take right here. We actually limited the weight here entirely like that. This one should have more influence. Oh, okay. Okay. That's fine. Still happening a little bit. This one in particular is what we want to stop. Oh, but they're not going to bend like that in Unity. Unity, they'll only do this together. They basically move as one. I felt like I tweaked it a little bit. Is it enough? Is the question. No. Man, what a challenge. This is basically what's happening right there. But it's pretty strange. Indeed. Indeed. This one has way too much influence. Oh shit, I can't do it. I can't do it like that. I keep forgetting. God damn it. Alright. I cannot use the gradient tool. Otherwise, the changes I make don't actually appear on the other side. Don't use the gradient. I could also just have it so that the fizz bone's movement is really restricted when she's wearing the clothing. That would make sense, and that's actually how clothing kind of works. So I think I'm just going to go with that, where just not bursting through all the time. Though I do also still want to really limit this, because that's not how this one should be working. It's odd to me that it has so much influence. That. Boom. Whoa. Scary. One more time, we're gonna export. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Time to crash. Okay, that did help quite a bit. We made tangible improvements, y'all. Still not perfect, but still clipping through just a little. But a lot less. Uh, should have fixed the press first. The real problem is just that I didn't change how the breasts were working before. Because even right here, it's like that is way too much influence for what it is. Shouldn't have any influence on them. Pretty much no influence there. Maybe a little right here. Definitely not this one. No, how the influence gets bigger further along its width. That should not be how that works. Okay. And also there should be less influence here. And this one really takes the cake. No. Do not have influence over that. All right. So maybe that will help the most. It's just having better rigging. Anyway, well, let me check here before I jump into the next one. Boom, boom. Right. All right. Before we continue, let's limit the impact it's having here on just up here. Right. All right. I'm going to put the game view right down here. All right. I don't see any clipping anymore. Perfect. I do want the chest to have a little less influence over the middle piece, but overall, things are working now. And I do like that the cloth stays in place while the breasts move, because then it's actually kind of saucy. We did it. Okay. One final tweak. Just want to move this just a little bit. Please don't let that break it. Please. Please. Oh, what did I do? I exported some random format. I don't know what that was. All right. Then let's go ahead and go to close. Everything still looks normal there. Hopefully nothing's broken. And we're good to go. Nice. All right. We actually did it. Feels good. Thank you, Profador. That one was frustrating, but you get one of those every time. You get one difficult one every time. Just how it go. All right. Let's go ahead and upload her and test her in VR. So that in avatar descriptor. Oh, actually, before we do that, back to Unity. Let's just combine everything once again. I'm actually going to select those file. Pro, selected objects only. Just so. Want to see what I'm working on? Absolutely. Go ahead and send some screenshots. This should be here. Blender. Hey, that's looking awesome. Very cool. Like the hard surface stuff. Very good. The hands look amazing. Nice. Nice. Very, very cool. Oh, sorry to yawn. Nice. Well, they better be pleased because I think that looks amazing. If not, I'll beat up your client. I'm just kidding. Full robotic body under it, which is going to be tricky. Did they provide reference for that, or are they asking you to make one? Open to anything? Gotcha. You're too kind. Too kind for a fedora. Whoa. Right. To do 90 for all of these. Shouldn't be that red. The left one looks fine. No, no, it doesn't. I will have to figure that out. I think I know what that is. That's fine. That should be an easy fix. But just bada boom. And no eyelids yet. No playable layers yet. Everything else should be good. Look at that. Overall performance, good. Bueno. Let's go ahead and build and publish. Oh, it's so tiny. Okay. Alma. Wait. Just waiting for it to load. There we go. All right. This is my last test of the day. We'll just want to take some notes on what's breaking and then fix all of them up tomorrow. I'm hoping this avatar can push some sales. It's a little disappointing to make such a Halloween vibe one after Halloween, but so it goes. So it goes. Ooh. 85 avatars. All right, the texture on the hands looks super odd. A gravelly texture. To blur that or something. You guys were definitely looking around. Oh, the hat! Forgot to put a position constraint in there. That's funny. It's looking good though. Oh, I didn't put colliders on them yet. And okay. Overall, she's looking pretty good though. Let me do one of these. Holy shit. Why is the camera like impossible to interact with? There we go. That's not what I want. Anchor. Go. All right. So the belt is not rigged. So we'll want to remove the belt and make sure that's rigged and ready to go. There's also a little gap right there. So belt number 1. And then let's look at the butt. Floating hat. The butt actually came out pretty well. Perfect. Usually there's some problems. Yeah. The hips, though. Hips don't lie. Definitely busted. Like right here-ish. Right there. We'll need to tweak that. Feet look good, though. Overall, pretty good. Wow, she looks down way too far. Like too much white eyes. Elbows look good. We need to get the twist bones sorted. Oh yeah. Elbow just busts. Okay. That's because the twist bone is currently moving too much. Gotcha. Okay. All right. check the knees. They might be doing the same thing. No, knees look good. All right. Okay. I also need to get my full body tracking set up. Actually, the thigh seems a bit squished indeed. It's kind of caving in an odd way. That should be fixable. Hip rigging, skiing. But yeah, everything is looking like it's heading the right direction. We're in the good performance, which is awesome. Right where we want to be. And yeah. So we're going to call it a day here. I was about to say we'll be working tomorrow, but tomorrow is Thanksgiving. So we might be working a little bit in the morning, maybe just a morning session. But we'll see. I need to confirm my schedule, so I might be streaming tomorrow, but definitely Friday. I'll definitely be streaming Friday. You'll be out of town. It's totally reasonable. I hope you have an amazing time for Thanksgiving. Everyone else that's watching, hope you all have a great holiday if you're able to celebrate. Okay, that sounds good. I'll definitely be here Friday. I'll be streaming all day, and we're going to have some fun. All right. Well, everyone, I will see you all Friday for sure. Maybe a little bit tomorrow, but definitely Friday. I hope you all have a happy Thanksgiving, an amazing time. See you then. Profidor, thanks for hanging out. Everyone else that's lurking, thank you so much for coming by. Who else came by today? Cameron, B3, thank you for coming by. B he. Thanks for the follow as well today. And yeah, you're all amazing. See you all very soon. Take care as well, Profidor. Bye, everyone. Bye. Bye.